the revolution starting inside. An instrumental part of Agora worldwide. Agora worldwide. Agora worldwide. Counter economics. Agorist strip. Black market click. Move a quick flip. Can't regulate this. Agorist strip. Black market click. Move a quick flip. Can't regulate this. Agorist.
Agorist.
Agorist. Nexus. Agorist.
Agorist.
This is the Agorist Acres podcast. I'm Brandon. I've got my great co-host Dag. How you doing, Dag?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. Been super busy. I'm glad that we got Rafael LaVerde on the fly. Before we introduce him, though, shout out to our sponsor, Presearch, Decentralized search engine. Don't get censored when you search. So if you're trying to find, Hillary Clinton's kill list or whatever, you can probably find it on a different platform other than Google. So, and then, earn crypto as you search. So, yeah, definitely. And then hit our Presearch affiliate link so they know that we're worth sponsoring too. But we've got LaVerde in the house wearing a bisque shirt. How you doing, LaVerde?
Doing great. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me, guys.
Cool, man. You look great, man. Tan and everything. So I'm all getting
Miami.
jealous over here. Yeah, Miami.
Crypto capital of the
know
world.
what that is. It's cute. Looks like a kitty.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, bro, you're not far from me. Come on by for a beer.
All right, where you at? Just hit me up. Let me know.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually like 4 hours away, but relatively speaking.
Hey, you never know.
So let's you down to Miami for some sort of Bitcoin event.
Yeah, BTC 21 Miami was here. Also, the
I've been living
conference.
under a rock, so you have to fill me in.
Yeah, BTC Miami was here. Also, the Shitcoin conference. Also, a slew of other events, a bunch of NFT conferences. I was at a Lightning Network developer conference, like mini conference yesterday. There's another New World Order conference happening in Orlando. Like Florida is where it's at right now with crypto. It's crazy, because it's open. So there's a lot of things going on here.
Cool. There
are actually live events.
What do you think about NFTs? Because every time I look at NFTs, I'm like, okay, I don't really feel like me trading crypto for some kind of NFT is really, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't really feel like it's as valuable as the crypto that I'm trading it for. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, my favorite NFT are the Cassatius coins. They are you guys remember the Cassatius coins? They were early Bitcoin physical gold tokens with a QR code behind a holographic sticker. So you have the private key in a physical form. It's like a physical barrier asset, It's freaking amazing. I think those are my favorites. They were in my opinion, the first NFT. And the best thing about them is that you get an unsplit UTXO set when you buy them. So you get a BTC, a Bitcoin Cash, and a BSV. They're amazing.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah, those are my favorite NFTs. Yeah.
I thought you'd like the Lucy and Tacos NFT or
yeah, those are cool. But when you're talking about actually buying something that you're still keeping the worth of your crypto, but now you're buying it in a different form. Now you have it in a different form, right?
Right.
The private key itself in a physical form. So it's really cool because the guy that created the Cassatius coins, he created them when they were really, Bitcoin was not even $100. So they've gone on for this long, and if he would have cheated and kept the private keys, or he would have emptied out a lot of wallets by now. You know what I mean? If he would have cheated. So the longer time goes on, the more trustworthy these coins become. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they seem cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. And there's the cool thing is that when you look at all of the early physical Bitcoin coins that have Bitcoins in them. They actually have the private key in the coin, in the gold coin itself. You see in the art exactly where our minds were at the beginning of all of this. It was complete crypto anarchism. Like, it's just fucking beautiful, dude. To like look at the art. You have someone like Xander Spooner on them. It's like Da Vinci. Like, it's really cool. They were really cool, dude. Like, that's what I those are my favorite NFTs.
Hell yeah, give me 3 spooners.
Right? Like, so yeah. Crazy.
You know,
Crazy.
let me get a spooner and a Bastia, and
I really like.
No,
so I think
there's
there's
a Bastiat, there's a Spooners,
yeah.
there's like Mises Rothbard, there's like, they're really cool. There's Aristotle's, or you name it. They're really cool.
So, tell us what's
cool
going on
potential
this
for the
year.
NFTs, and some of
Maybe
it.
there's some lag or something.
Yeah, I think there's a little lag.
Yeah, there must be. Oh, that's okay. You go ahead, Brandon.
All right. Yeah. Tell us what's going on this year, like at all these conferences that you're like. Is there like a main theme, or is there like just a different environment? Like, what's going on at all these conferences, man?
Well, my personal perspective, when you ask someone this, you're looking through their eyes. In my eyes, I've grown to have a lot of compassion for people in crypto in general. See a lot of ignorance, but I see a lot of good intentions. For example, with Bitcoin BTC, you see that a lot of the more libertarian crowd is still pushing for Bitcoin BTC to be a privacy coin of sorts. And right now they're pushing Taproots. At the same time, all of the institutional money that is starting to control BTC wants more blockchain analytics. So you're seeing in real time right now the BTC community being pushed in 2 different directions, right? Privacy on one direction and more compliance, more blockchain analytics from the institutional guys like Elon Musk, like Michael Saylor. So it's really interesting. I think we're going to probably see a civil war happen in BTC, probably, more than likely. So you guys know about Taproots and what's happening with Taproots?
A little bit.
It's like, so what they did in the beginning with SegWit was that they removed the chain of digital signatures onto an extended block. This is section 2 of the white paper. As a big blocker, I've always understood Bitcoin to never be a privacy coin. I always understood Bitcoin to be an actual engine of truth, an engine of collaboration, a machine whose primary purpose is entrepreneurship on chain. People in BTC saw it different. They always wanted to make Bitcoin a privacy coin. So in their efforts, what they did is that they removed the chain of digital signatures onto an extended block. And now what they're doing with Taproots is that they're aggregating signatures in a very kind of, my analysts, my business partners are telling me, and these guys are amazing, that it's not even, you can't even call it a half-ass version of ring signatures, because it's not. It's way less than that. We're about to do a write-up on Taproots at the Crypto Vigilante for our subscribers. Mr. Y is heading it up. Mr. Y is incredible, guys. Mr. Y, when I met him, I thought he was Nicholas von Saberhagen. Like for real, I thought he was. He tells me he isn't, but I thought he was. I mean, he's talking to me about things, about Monero, that only if you were there at the beginning of it would you have known. You know what I mean? So, but he was there, but I don't. He says he's not Nicholas von Saberhagen, so he's not Nicholas von Saberhagen, right? I mean, I'll take him at his word, but I thought he was when I first met him. Anyway, Mr. Y is going to be doing an analysis on Taproots coming up, and that's going to be pretty exciting to read. Obviously, Taproots does not have ring confidential transactions. There's no ring CT, so there's no hiding of the amount transacted on chain. And there's also no stealth addresses. What there is like an aggregation of UTXOs that, and I'm probably butchering it right now because I'm still studying it. You use one UTXO and you kind of it's almost like a mixer on chain, but not
Yeah.
really. It's kind of a weird little thing. So they're moving slowly in a positive direction. BTC, have you guys heard of like Nick Land, the accelerationist?
I
He talks
haven't.
about he talks about
I don't think I'm familiar.
so accelerationism is the philosophy where you want to just go fast, build now, build fast, just go, build. If it breaks, cool, fix it, go, keep going. Nick Land, he's writing a book about Bitcoin. I think it's called Bitcoin Space and Time or something like that. It's supposed to be a book. He's like a philosopher. He's a cool dude. Google him, Nick Land. So BTC, in the way that they approach things, they are not accelerationist at all. If you can tell, they go slow, right? They want to. Their goal, a lot of people within BTC, their goal is to bring privacy to BTC, but they take their time, right? Which is okay. I guess it's good, right? To be as peer reviewed as possible. It's a good thing. I don't in the problem, but they're gonna have a problem with institutional money and people like Saylor wanting more blockchain analytics. So they're gonna be having a real big problem with that. Monero has been accused in the past of being an accelerationist, and they kind of are because but Monero's very the more Monero moves on, the more they're careful, right? Like remember RandomX had 4 independent audits before they actually installed it. Pirate Chain is super accelerationist. Let's have the coin emission now as much as possible. Let's scale. Let's do this. Let's just go. So Pirate Chain has become, in my opinion, like the accelerationist privacy coin, and the way that they're just developing fast, man. Now they're building pirate decks. They're building atomic swaps. They're just go. There's just which is good, but at the same time, we're at the point where we're like, whoa, slow down, bro. Like we need to do a lot of peer-reviewed audits. We like what you guys are doing, but now what the Crypto Vigilante is pushing is for peer-reviewed audits of everything that they inherited from Zcash, things that they're working on. So we want to see peer-reviewed audits of everything that has that makes up Pirate Chain. We want to see pre-reviewed audits of Halo Arc when it comes out, which is the getting rid of the necessity of having a trusted setup. Halo Arc is a way to set up the zero knowledge parameters without the need of having a trusted setup. So once that comes out and it's adopted by Zcash and then adopted by Pirate Chain, we need to see an independent audit of that. So we're pushing for that. We are all for that. We're here as a Crypto Vigilante to support any endeavor that wants to do peer-reviewed audits of Pirate Chain, because I think Pirate Chain, since they have been super accelerationist, we kind of want to, now is the time for us as a community to say, hey, wait a minute, okay, slow down and let's start doing peer-reviewed audits, like really putting our money where our mouth is, saying we're going to trust, but we're going to also verify, and we're going to do peer review audits. So that's something that we've been motivating the pirate devs, not themselves, but we're motivating the community at large to do that, and we're here to keep promoting that, and maybe even lead by example and help in those endeavors. I don't think Monero needs that as much as Pirate Chain, but Monero still I would love to see something more than just a Monero research lab. I love Sarang. I love Sarath. I love Samsung Galaxy Player, Justin Ehrenhofer, who had controversy recently. I love Howard Shu. I love the work that they do. However, I would love to see 3, 4, 5 Monero research labs. Does that make sense? Like all of them contributing code. So it's that's just my humble opinion on things and where we're at in the space.
Where do you see the future of crypto?
Can I ask you something about Pirate Chain?
Or no,
Go
yeah,
for
go
it.
ahead, Dag.
Go for it.
So I'm not really familiar with the situation, but I've recently seen some I don't know, social media, what have you, about Pirate Chain saying something like, oh, a very massive amount of the coins are already like mined or out there, like 90-something% or whatever. And I don't know. I didn't really know what to make of that, if that was true or why that is, or if that's even a bad thing or
Well,
what. Do you have any insight on that?
What percent of Monero has been mined? It's almost the same. I mean, I think next year.
I have no
pretty
idea.
soon- look it up. Pretty
Is
soon
it?
in the near
Okay.
future, in the next couple of years, in the next year or so, we start going into the tail end emission of Monero. Like, we're not too far away from it. So, like 2024 or something like that. So it's
Okay.
yeah, they're accelerationists, and what they did was that they
Mhm.
they just had an emission that was fast. They actually they wanted to jumpstart their economy, and they actually did it. They're doing it. So they wanted to. Their goal was to catch up to Monero, right? By creating a sense
Okay.
of urgency. So yeah, it's I even know that there was a lot of initiatives in the early days of Pirate Chain to spread the wealth per se through different initiatives. Like, so there's to make sure that there's not, just to make people feel more comfortable about that. Overall, this is an anti-capitalist argument because those who took the risk first, this is open source. Everyone was welcome to participate voluntarily or not in a network. It's open source. You want to be part of it, you're part of it. Those are the conditions of the emissions met that the community accepted. Those that invested in the project first and took the entrepreneurial risk to be part of it ought to be rewarded. We can make the same arguments about Satoshi and the early Bitcoin miners as well. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like I said at the beginning, Pirate Chain is the accelerationist privacy coin per excellence. And that's just part of their culture. They're just going fast, build. And so, yeah, that's
Cool.
maybe my answer doesn't satisfy everyone to your question, and that's okay. That's okay. And that's why we have options in the market, where we have Monero. But Monero is probably has an emission that arguably is fast as well, but it's been through a longer span of time. But yeah, the idea behind that fast emission was to do it to accelerate development. Another example of an accelerationist in crypto would be Vitalik and Ethereum, right? Vitalik and Ethereum. I'll give you guys an example. When Vitalik and Ethereum were creating, with my buddy, with all the early Ethereum developers, they were in Zug, Switzerland, putting together Ethereum. Next door to them in the same building was a crew called Open Transactions. You guys want to learn about a badass project that almost no one knows about? And in my opinion, it's probably one of the most baddest projects in the world. And almost no one's ever heard about it. OpenTransactions.org. Go to it, research it. Open Transactions is fucking amazing, dude. It's after Bitcoin in the early days, it was always my favorite project. Before Monero, Open Transactions has been in the space longer than Bitcoin. Open Transactions was started by the creator of triple entry accounting, Ian Grigg himself, who created Ricardian contracts, who made the whole notion of a blockchain possible. Chris Odom, by the name of Fellow Traveler, that's his he's an open dude. Fellow Traveler took the code that started Safe and Open Transactions by Ian Grigg and created the Open Transactions library. Open Transactions has had many market attempts penetrating the market via the private sector. They were never, in my opinion, scammers at all, because they could have partaken in an ICO Actually, they had more reason to partake in an ICO than anyone else in all of crypto, and they never did. Open Transactions were very careful in their development, extremely careful in their development, and they never overpromised anything. They never promised anything. They were never a promise coin. Shit, they never even launched their own coin. They were that meticulous and that precise. Next door to them in the same building in Zug, Switzerland, you had Ethereum. And Ethereum, without having anything done, knowing that it won't scale, launched it to the world through an ICO, and it's become, after Mastercoin, the father of ICOs. And look at the shit show that it has been throughout all of its history, right? The promise coin that is always, just wait on it in the future for it to develop some more. So Ethereum is the accelerationist coin in all of crypto that everyone's like, oh, wow, Ethereum. And people like that as if that's a great thing. Some think, okay, in some regards it's good, but at the same time, it's, no, not really. There should be a balance here, right? I really like, both extremes are bad, right? On one extreme, you have Ethereum, which just goes, and arguably it's a scam because it doesn't scale. We know it doesn't scale. We know that the economic structure is a disincentive to be part of that network, because the more successful you are as a DApp, a decentralized application on Ethereum, the more than likely you will fail and you will bring the network to a halt. So it's almost like your success in Ethereum is your failure, is the failure of the whole network. It's the weirdest thing. But yet everyone looks at Ethereum like it's this magical pony with unicorn and rainbows and all the shit. But that in itself is not something that any entrepreneur should, in my opinion, look at like, oh, I'm gonna go build on a solid foundation. That is not a solid foundation. It's full of promises, right? Okay. On the other extreme, you have Open Transactions that were so careful that they never really launched the way that I wanted them to. They're finally launching in a way that I think they finally got themselves a good outfit. It's called Matterfi. And I'm really looking forward to what they're going to bring to the world. So they took the approach of the startup, like the old school startup, and they first were Monetos, the startup that didn't work. Then they were Stash Crypto, that didn't work. Then they were Rune for a little bit, that didn't work. And now Open Transactions is Matterfi. So this is another go at it. I think I like the team. This is the best team that I've seen for executing Open Transactions. Open Transactions is an open library. It's freaking amazing. It's honestly, dude, it's so far ahead of its time that if you were to compare it to anything in crypto right now, it's still far ahead of everything. It gives you everything you ever wanted. It gives you the decentralized exchange. They were literally the first decentralized exchange before there was a decentralized exchange. Open Transactions was the first DeFi before there was a DeFi. It's wild, dude. It's crazy. And they're not even a blockchain. They're a confederate system of servers, a confederate network of servers. It's super cool. It's all based on the Ricardian contract and the triple entry accounting created by Aaron Grigg. It's phenomenal technology. It's actually the technology upon which Open Bazaar, you guys remember Open Bazaar?
Oh yeah.
So Open Bazaar was created based on this technology. So it's so Open Bazaar is actually, for anyone watching this right now, and if you're a front-end developer, Chris Pasia, the developer of Open Bazaar, is looking for front-end developers to help him with Open Bazaar. If you're interested, look him up on Twitter and send them a message. @CPasia or @ChrisPasia. So they made the mistake, Open Bazaar, of going with venture capital. And what does venture capital do? It ties your hands. And you have to be their bitch, kind of. They learned now they're going full open source like they should have, in my opinion, from day one. Open Bazaar is awesome. It's like the eBay, Amazon, decentralized eBay, Amazon. And they take Monero, but they will now. And Pirate Chain is freaking awesome, dude. So anyone watching this, hit up Chris Pasia. Hit up the Open Bazaar team if you want to join that project. It's also open source. Go for it. So I gave you 2 awesome projects for y'all to geek out over. But yeah, how you guys doing? How's everything going with the Agorist Nexus? What's up?
Pretty good, man. We're about to launch a documentary here. Wendy McElroy is writing a book for us. I'm going on a little vacay, so Dag's going to be spearheading the podcast for a while. But yeah, everything seems great. We've got
Leave me home alone.
Graham. Yeah, Graham keeps pumping out articles for us. So, and then Jeremiah and Lily always do great work. So yeah, we're really happy, and yeah, that's us, man. But where do you see crypto as a whole? Like, if I want to go inside Rafael LaVerde's brain, and I want to know, like, what would your perfect vision of crypto be in the future?
I would want privacy coins to be adopted by the masses, Monero especially. I would love to see more Monero research labs headed by more people interested in cryptography. Like I said, I love everyone at the Monero research lab, but I want to see more dudes like contributing to it. In regards to Monero, I like the SHA-3. I was more on the SHA-3 side of things, like Fluffy Pony. I would have loved if we would have gone through to SHA-3 instead of RandomX. We got RandomX. RandomX is working great. I interviewed Howard Shu not too long ago, and hey, it's working. It's working, but we always have that SHA-3 option. So, but yes, I would definitely like to see more interest from cryptographers all around the world. I actually would like to somehow incentivize and pull all of the cryptographic talent in the world to crypto, and I'm actually planning out, scheming, and really thinking about how to do that right now. And I would like to make the Agorist Nexus probably part of this venture in the future, to incentivize PhD cryptographers to come into crypto, to get involved in Monero, to get involved in Pirate Chain, zero knowledge proofs. So that's what I would like to see. I would love to see more peer-reviewed audits of ZK snarks, of everything that makes a Pirate Chain. So I would love to see the privacy coin sector get more like PhD cryptographer involvement and more contribution and more audits and more adoption. In the open world, okay, something else that I would like to see. I would like to see when things are not working out, I think it's good to just
Yeah.
Things are not working out in a relationship, end it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
BTC right now, there's a lot of libertarians in BTC that would love to make BTC into a privacy coin. That's why they're pushing for taproots. That would be amazing. Andrew Polstra of Blockstream right now is working, and I want to interview him. He's working on, actually, I might want to even just have him at the Crypto Vigilante Summit coming up in a couple months. And I would love to have him, because he wants to use the Lightning Network as a place for all the coins to do like swaps, like almost like atomic swaps using the Lightning Network. That's amazing. That's an amazing use of the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network, I've been very critical of it. I still think that it has a lot of work to do, but that's a good motivation. That's something that we should champion. I think that we should champion what they're trying to do with Taproots, and kind of everyone that is an advocate for privacy coins to empower those guys in BTC and to back them up. If you're a privacy coin advocate and you see what they're trying to do with BTC, with Taproots, that's a push in the right direction. We should support them, guys. We should support them. I'm not the biggest BTC fan, but I know I love this endeavor. They're trying to make BTC as private as possible. Let's push them.
Hey guys, quick pause here to tell you about our sponsor, Devault Cryptocurrency. Ticker symbol DVT is a low cap coin with a market cap around 900,000. So there could be room for opportunity here. Not financial advice, but we really like this project.
Yeah, the Devault core wallet is one of the best I've ever seen. Very user friendly, super easy to use with cold staking rewards. So it's like getting interest. They're working on privacy with Terraform, also DeFi to decentralize and replace financial institutions.
So go ahead and check them out over at devault.cc and get you a Devault core wallet today. Also, be sure to check out the show notes to find exchanges that they are traded on. With that said, let's get back to the show.
So BTC is, like I explained earlier, it's the next step. I already talked to you guys about this, right? It's the next step after SegWit in the plan of making BTC private. I mentioned this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not going to be anywhere. It's not ring signatures. It's not. It's kind of like it, but it's not at all at the same time. It's just. It's no ring CT and definitely no stealth addresses. But definitely we should be there to motivate and to support the Taproot initiative, because they're going to have a fight up against these institutional bastards like Sailor and them that are calling in for more blockchain analytics in BTC. So we should, as the privacy coin communities, we should support what they're doing in Taproots. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin, and not changing Bitcoin into a privacy coin, because that has always been the game plan for BTC, right? At least that's been what they've said that they're doing, right? For the, everything that they've done is Lightning Network for privacy, although I don't agree with it, that it works for privacy. This is what they've said. Taproots for privacy, I already talked about it. It's not going to be anywhere near, nothing. It's not comparison at all to Monero or Pirate Chain, but it's a step in the right direction. But they've been their motivation. Okay, cool. Do that. Support them in that. But if we're talking about Bitcoin, I really love what's happening in Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. The level of entrepreneurship is amazing. This is where I put on like I step away from agorism and I move to objectivism, and I put on my objectivist Randian hat, and I see them being the objectivists that you would expect them to be. They're using the law. They're getting patents. They're seeking government favoritism. They're expanding entrepreneurship on chain. I just wrote an article on all of, not an article, but a whole analysis of all of the entrepreneurship happening in BSV. It's fucking amazing. BSV has the best economic incentives in all of crypto for entrepreneurship, better than Ethereum, better than anywhere else, really. It's just, you can do smart contracts using Bitcoin script. You can do on BSV, Bitcoin SV. The perspective of BSV is that Bitcoin in its original design is perfect, should never have been messed with, works just the way it is. Bitcoin was never supposed to be a privacy coin. It's supposed to be a truth machine of honesty to keep people accountable. It's extreme capitalism that seeks to make even nation states, governments, banks, everyone in the world, communists, everyone, their business partners or their actual customers or clients. It's the place where what I always understood Bitcoin, after I realized I try to help out a lot of early privacy initiatives in Bitcoin. I was Cody Wilson's a buddy of mine back in the day. Cody's watching this. God bless you, Cody. I hope everything's well. I was really there to help Cody.
Shout out Cody.
Needed. Come in. Shout out to Cody Wilson for sure. Yeah. In Dark Wallet and Libitcoin, I helped them as much as I could in sourcing capital for that initiative. But I realized soon after that Bitcoin was never meant to be a privacy coin. And in order to do things right, shortly after them leaving the project of Libitcoin and Dark Wallet, Monero came into the scene, and we all just went to Monero. because you have to do it by default at the protocol level. So I knew then that Bitcoin was never meant to be a privacy coin. That was my attempt, along with Cody and them. That was my attempt of trying to make Bitcoin a privacy coin. It's not supposed to be a privacy coin. So if you take Bitcoin as it is and you understand what it is for, in the white paper just as it is, Bitcoin's killer application is entrepreneurship. And it's a very different type of entrepreneurship. It's an entrepreneurship that we've never seen in the world before. It's an entrepreneurship where the miners are the back end of your business as an entrepreneur. It's an entrepreneurship where you compete with big tech right away, where you don't need funding from Silicon Valley, where you right away can compete with Amazon, Google, and Facebook. So it's an extreme capitalism where the miners become your server farms. And this is when Bitcoin is at scale. I'm talking about Bitcoin at scale when miners are completely free, right? Free to expand however they want without any developers telling them, you shouldn't do that. Or we should limit the extent of mining capabilities for the sake of decentralization. There's a place for that, and that to me is called Monero privacy coins. Yeah, for the sake of decentralization and privacy, we need to, that is justified there. But when we talk about Bitcoin and what Bitcoin was designed for in its original form, we are talking about miners becoming giant enterprises. And so I was talking to my buddy, one of the early Bitcoiners from BitPay, one of the BitPay early guys, Eric Martindelli, who's building an amazing second layer for BTC called Fabric right now. And he's a BTC maximalist. And he says, well, how much decentralization is enough? And I told him, how many car companies are enough? Let the market decide, right? We have like around 20 car companies in the world, and they all provide us with a very competitive, good vehicle in the market. So in the same way, let there be however many actual mining enterprises in the future in Bitcoin's original design at scale, and let the market decide. The cool thing is that I can plug in as a startup. I don't need my own server infrastructure. And miners in the future are going to be giant data centers, and whoever gives me the best rates, I plug in with them, set up the front end. I don't need Silicon Valley, and right away I compete with Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter. Isn't that fucking awesome? And so that in itself, in my opinion, is really what scares the shit out of the establishment. Bitcoin's original design at scale. And my conspiracy has this theory. You guys want to hear it? And obviously conspiracy in reality means research. My research has led me to this conclusion, right? My research has led me to the conclusion that there is a huge psyop in Bitcoin because Silicon Valley and the powers that shouldn't be got scared of the entrepreneurial abilities found in Bitcoin's original design. So what they did was that they had everyone, and I'm not going to judge anyone because people have good intentions. I think they trick people to focus on the coin aspect of Bitcoin, and they did not want people to focus on the computational aspect of Bitcoin. That is the bit aspect of Bitcoin. So that's why Bitcoin Cash and BTC focus on the coin aspect of Bitcoin. But both of those endeavors are dead ends because neither of them can give you digital gold or digital cash. Both of them are half-assed. If you really want digital gold and digital cash, you have to start from scratch and do it right. And that's why we have Nicholas von Saberhagen. That's why we have Monero. And now we have also another technology, Pirate Chain, right? ZK Snarks at the protocol level by default. So when I let go of the idea of trying to put Bitcoin into this box that it wasn't created for, and I accepted Bitcoin for what it was, and I started really understanding Bitcoin in its totality, I discovered everything people were talking about in the early days of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's computational power. Then I started asking myself, why the heck did the core devs disable all these opcodes that allowed you to do smart contracts on Bitcoin, that allowed you to scale on chain? Why was there an artificial limit of 1 megabyte imposed on the network in BTC? I'll give them plausible deniability and say that they had good intentions, because they needed to create, they had good intentions, and they went along with the rhetoric for decentralization and the rhetoric for privacy. But this is just rhetoric. If you really want to do it right, you got to do it the way Monero did it. But if you accept Bitcoin in the way that Bitcoin was created by Satoshi, and you understand that Bitcoin is not there to give you ultimate anonymity, but it gives you privacy. Bitcoin gives you privacy in its original form. It does. At scale, it gives you a lot of privacy. That's section 10 of the white paper. Read it. Section 10 of Satoshi's white paper shows you Satoshi's plan for privacy on Bitcoin at scale. But it requires microtransactions and nanotransactions, tiny transactions. An example of this we see now in BSV. In BSV, I had an interview with the CEO of Handcash, and he told me how this is how the privacy model works. This is just one of many examples. You have one wallet here, one wallet there. This wallet fires up 100,000 UTXO sets. 100,000. Wow. Nanotransactions. And this one right here, boom, 100,000 wallets, addresses, boom, at the receiver, boom. And all you see from the outside is 100,000 nanotransactions, not even microtransactions, nanotransactions. Now in BSV, they even gave it a new name. They're not even talking about Satoshis. They're talking about Duros, D-U-R-Os, Duros. And all you see from, if you're doing blockchain analytics, you see 100,000 nanotransactions go to 100,000 addresses. You added all that up, you might have sent the whole Bitcoin, right? But to the outsider would never know it went from one wallet to another. But that's because those are the abilities that you can have with Bitcoin's original design at scale. And that also has to do with the UTXO set provided for in having the chain of digital signature, section 2 of Satoshi's white paper, something that was removed in Segwit. So it doesn't give you anonymity. Get that straight, guys. It doesn't give you anonymity. BSV will never give you anonymity. It will give you privacy. It will give you pseudonym anonymity, because you can always change wallets and you don't know who's the owner of a wallet unless you tell someone this is my wallet that belongs to me. But what you do have is the design for Bitcoin in its original design is to be a truth machine. That if we think, let's say someone is doing something fucking horrible with Bitcoin in its original form, BSV, something horrible, and we got to go after these assholes because they're selling children or some shit like that. Is it worth doing the blockchain analytics to track and trace? Is it worth the proof of work? Is a cost benefit analysis? Is it worth going after these assholes that are doing that? Yeah. Will it be hard to do that because now, there's 100,000 nanotransactions just moving everywhere and we don't know which one? Yeah. Is it worth doing the forensics for that? Heck yeah. So you spend the money and you do the blockchain analytics, you do the proof of work to figure that out. So what I want, to answer your question, I want a world where governments and every social interaction in your public life is done on BSV. I don't want governments using Monero. I don't want governments using Pirate Chain. Those people are horrible. Those people love evading responsibility. Those people, imagine the deep state with Monero and Pirate Chain in their hands, the crazy shit that they can get away with. I don't want that. If you are going to be in some public forum, if you run a charity, if you take care of children, like maybe orphans, and people are trusting you with their money, if you are even in business and even in like social media, I don't know, whatever you want to do something public, BSV would be my choice. Private, my personal life, privacy coins. So that's the future that I want for crypto. I could be wrong, but that's where I'm at, and that's why I have the team that I have. I don't agree with my team sometimes, and they don't agree with me. Today itself, Ed Bugos and I went back and forth regarding a similar topic of this, because we are open to discussion, respectful, because we're not a sounding board, we're not an echo chamber. These are my opinions, not the opinions of the Crypto Vigilante. The Crypto Vigilante is a group of me, Jeff, Ed, Mr. W, X, Y, Z, and A now. And it's the aggregate of that research of everyone. I'm just the most public person, obviously, because most of these other guys really like their OPSEC, and we respect that. But this is just my perspective, my personal perspective.
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about like all the microtransactions and stuff, that it kind of sounded like Cash Fusion in a way, where you've got all these UTXOs, mixers, right?
But it's not a mixer. It's just one wallet sending it to another wallet.
Yeah. So what? I guess my question is, what is the exact difference between this and like a Cash Fusion for like Bitcoin Cash?
Well, Cash Fusion is CoinJoin, really. It's really what it is. I'm not talking about Coin Fusion or CoinJoin. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the difference here is that the wallet architecture given to us by Satoshi in its original form allows us to do things that people have never dared to do. If you guys really want to understand all these things, and what's possible, really, check out my interview with Alex Agut, the CEO of Handcash. He'll blow you guys away. So it's funny because I see that a lot of the things that they're trying to do with the Lightning Network, in my opinion, we were always able to do with Bitcoin wallets amongst wallets. How does that work, Raph? Well, this is how it works. Section 2 of the white paper shows you the chain of digital signatures. Even Satoshi even drew it out for everyone. Like literally, it shows you how the chain of digital signatures. The chain of digital signatures is like another cryptographic layer in protecting Bitcoin transactions. So not only do you have the attestation that happens in the blockchain in every block of time, right? That we're like time stamping the transactions every 10 minutes, but we also have the chain of digital signatures that goes from one signature, one to another. That so much so that if us three would go to Mars tomorrow with Bitcoin, with BSV in its original form, Bitcoin in its original site, we have BSV wallets. We could be sending back and forth money to each other. We can live there for years and have an economy sending Bitcoin, BSV back and forth to each other. Boom, 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 boom. Because it's this chain of digital signatures. We're trusting the chain of digital signatures. And the chain of digital signatures says, this is what it really says, that proof of work has been performed on the network in the past. Therefore, this chain of digital signatures is trustworthy because it was in the past, all the energy spent in the past supports the chain of digital signatures that follows me on to the future. So what I can do, we're in Mars, we form our own economy, we go up there, we all take women, each one of us has 9 women because we decide to become Martian Mormons or something. We have giant families and we create a civilization, right, in Mars. Then we expand our life expectancy. We come back to Earth 5,000 years later, us 3 here, and then we settle on chain. Everything that we did in Mars for the past 1,000 years or whatever, come back, settle on chain. That's it. You could see that architecture. It's almost like the wallet was always a gave you the possibility of it being a second layer as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think
It's
I got
really
it.
interesting, dude. So yeah, so it's yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on Lightning Network development. I was at a Lightning Network devs meetup yesterday, and it kind of got me a little sad because I saw them asking questions about how do you talk to a venture capitalist, and I'm like, oh my god, like dude, the whole point of Bitcoin, because I understand Bitcoin from the big blocker perspective, is that you don't need those assholes anymore. You don't need those gatekeepers anymore. Like the real point of Bitcoin, from my perspective, was always that its killer app was entrepreneurship. That you can use the Bitcoin miners as the back end of your business, dude, and you can compete with Amazon, Google, and Facebook and Twitter like right away. So to see them still like bending the knee to venture capital, the BTC like entrepreneurs that are trying to build something on the Lightning Network, if they ever get it going, it was kind of sad, and it just showed me a lot of things that it made me realize that BSV is gonna blow up. BSV, once people realize what's possible on BSV, it's gonna blow up, dude. In BSV, the economies, it functions in economies of scale. The more transactions that happen on chain, the cheaper the transaction fees are. That's how Satoshi designed it. So everything that you see in BTC, all that fucking catastrophe with replaced by fee, and the limited scarcity, the artificial scarcity of the block size, that you don't see in BSV. The chain of digital signatures also gives you the ability to having zero confirmation transactions in BSV, in Bitcoin's original design. And everyone's operating under one same unit of account, one single blockchain. Your application on BSV leverages off the success of my application and mine's to your application. And it's like everything, the more transactions that you provide the network through your entrepreneurship, through your startups on BSV, makes everything cheaper for all of us, because now the miners have covered their costs and they can just start processing things way cheaper and actually reinvesting back in making the interconnectivity amongst wallets, video games, whatever we want to build on chain even faster. So yeah, dude, I think BSV is going to blow up. I really think BSV is going to blow up. It's just, I think the reason why there's such a hard campaign against it is because the powers that shouldn't be are scared of Bitcoin's computational power. That's really what I think.
Now, I know you're a big BSV guy. You know, I'm a big Bitcoin Cash guy, but why should I? Okay, so I do hold BSV because I like the project. Mainly, I hold BSV because of what you said when you first came out, when you first went public. You had said something, and I forget what it was exactly, but I was like, I need to hold BSV. You know, explain the differences between Bitcoin. Like, why not Bitcoin Cash? Why not
Because
Bitcoin
remember,
Cash?
Satoshi, when he talks about the chain of the longest chain, whenever he talks about that and defines like what the longest chain is, or whenever he talks about proof of work, he emphasizes the word honest. Honest proof of work. It has to be honest proof of work, meaning there can't be any central planning interference. There can't be anything that like overrides proof of work. And so there's a lot of ways I can answer this. I'm gonna try to go through all of them. Excuse me. One thing is in Bitcoin Cash, they still hold to only the coin aspect of Bitcoin, but they don't talk about the computational power of Bitcoin, and they consider that spamming the network. I'm pretty sure you've heard of that. Oh, Twitch, that's just spamming the network. Oh, Relica, which is like the Instagram Relica.world, which is like Instagram on the Bitcoin blockchain. That's spamming the network. Caster FM, which is like putting podcasts like this on the BSV blockchain. Oh, that's spamming the network. Video games like Crypto Fights, which is like Street Fighter meets Mortal Kombat on BSV, where we can bet and fight for money. Oh, that's spamming the network. Tonic Pow, which is like affiliate marketing on BSV, that's spamming the network. Streamanity, which is like YouTube on the Bitcoin blockchain, that's spamming the network. So who are you to tell me as an entrepreneur what the fuck spamming the network is? Who are you to get in my business? Who are you to get in the business between me and the miners? That's between me and the miners, bro. That has nothing to do with you, Mr. Developer. That's between me and the miners.
Yeah,
If
I mean, if they're taking fees. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if
No,
between me and the miners, what's your problem, dude? Get out of here. So whenever anyone wants to limit and censor the miners in their autonomy, that's no longer Bitcoin. That's no longer Bitcoin because you are interfering in the proof of work. So when we had the hash war between BSV and Bitcoin Cash, I called out Amari and Roger Ver in my newsletter. I'm like, dude, you guys checkpointed onto exchanges. The only checkpoint that we should have is the Genesis block. Amari came back and was like, no, Rafael, you see, Rafael, well, there's been other checkpoints in the past. I'm like, dude, those are things very early in Bitcoin's history that shouldn't, like, they have nothing to do with what's happening now. Honest proof of work is what Satoshi talked about. I think we lost somebody. Hello?
Yeah, I don't know where Dag went.
Sorry, maybe he doesn't like BSV. He's like, fucking transparent coin. Here he is talking about that shit surveillance coin. I agree. If y'all have that sentiment.
Nah, Dag's the most open-minded. He's probably one of the most open-minded people I know.
But see, I agree with that sentiment. But that's why I talk about having a bullhorn envelopment, right? Like, let the objectivists embrace Bitcoin in its original design. I think Satoshi was an objectivist, Randian. Like, that is how Bitcoin, because it makes sense, bro. It makes sense that this is the poison. Bitcoin was created as the poison through which we kill governments and politics by means of entrepreneurship and proof of work. It makes sense to me. And everything that Bitcoin Cash and BTC want to be, that's cool too, bro. I'm all for it. They want to be privacy coins. That's really what they want to be at their heart. Then let's fucking do it right, man. It's called Monero and it's called Pirate Chain. Let's do it right. Let's stop. No, we're gonna do this. No. Let's do it right. Otherwise, it's like a intellectual game, and it's not something real. It's not agorist. If you want to be an agorist, you gotta get down to like the point of like, what the fuck are we doing, man? You know, you got to do things right in the market. You can't be playing with people's time, people's money. That's why I love Monero. It's just said, no, fuck it. If it's going to be digital gold, digital cash, private by default at the core protocol level. And this is a privacy coin. and we need it like that. Otherwise, don't try to make Bitcoin into something that it is not. You know what I'm saying? So that's my problem with Bitcoin Cash. That's my problem with BTC. I think they're good, motivations. They may be just ignorant, but it is what up, Dag? Dag is back.
Dag's back.
What's up, Dag?
Let me see if he
Remember, we had a delay. He probably has bad connectivity. It's all those VPNs and all that Tor that he's using, man. Slowing him down.
Sorry.
How many VPNs you got, Dag? 3? 4?
50.
Internet issues here today. No, just one. I'm not that fancy. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure what happened there. If you guys had to stop or what.
No, we kept.
No, you're good.
We're good.
But okay, cool. Yeah, I'm back.
So I want to talk about atomic swaps too. Did Monero implement that yet, or
it's
just recently, right?
Yeah. It's Samurai Wallet says it's going to support it, so that's cool. That's awesome.
Can you go into like tell the people like what atomic swaps exactly are? Because I even have a hard time explaining it myself, but it's revolutionary for sure. I mean, game
the
changer.
best person that did the best explanation for it, I'm going to send you the link so you can pass it on and put it in the description below, was Diego Salazar, and he wrote it on the blog for Local Monero. He explains it very well. He pretty much says that an atomic swap between Monero and BTC requires like a public-private key configuration where the creation of one wallet to hold the coin in escrow for the other party creates the necessary keys in creating the wallet of the counterpart. And that's how you're able to do the atomic swap. So it's pretty neat. And I'll give you the link in the description below because I can't say that I have the most accurate and precise explanation for it. Simply speaking, is just being able to send money from one blockchain to another, and that's it. So it doesn't. So if you're holding BTC, it won't anonymize the BTC, but it will anonymize the user of the BTC in that they can move to Monero, right? So there should be like a secondary market that develops because most of the people that want to get out of BTC probably are those who have tainted coin. And then the question is, what kind of Monero dude would want to trade their Monero for a tainted BTC? I don't know. I mean, people should just definitely just stick with fungible money, right? I mean, that's so I think what's going to happen, I think, is that more than the atomic swap itself, I think that Monero is just the usefulness of Monero is just going to be that much more apparent. The usefulness of privacy coins like Monero and Pirate Chain.
All right, let's take a quick second to shout out Agorist Acres Seeds. AgoristAcres.com stocks a variety of seeds for your garden or homestead. They also have really cool packaging instead of those silly paper envelopes.
Buy seeds with crypto, support the counter economy, and become self-sustaining today. Agorist Acres offers fast shipping so you can get started right away.
Make sure you use code Nexus10 at the checkout for 10% off of your orders. Also, they will donate a portion of the sale to Agorist Nexus, helping to bring you all the great content you expect. And all right, let's get on with it.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that you can just switch. So like, you don't even necessarily have to hold Monero. I mean, I definitely recommend it, but and not financial advice, of course. But I like the fact that you can just like swap for Monero and then swap back, and it's like, okay, we have no idea. Nobody has no idea where my coin was, if it was attached to me or not. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like Monero not only as a coin you should hold, but I love it as a utility like that. I think it's great. I think Cake Wallet does some weird shit where you can. I've done it before. I switched something to Monero and then back, and I was like, "This is awesome," but yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. So I'll definitely watch that Salazar video that you
It's
that you
not a
recommended
video.
to.
It's not a video. It's something he wrote. It's actually an explanation, like a
Oh, okay.
real cool like essay, blog, whatever you want to call it. Like he explains atomic swaps very well for the layman. I'll send it to you. We put it in the description below so everyone can read it at their leisure. It's very well done.
Cool. What and so I think Pirate Chain is also working on atomic swaps too. Is that right?
Yeah, they are. They're accelerationists. They just
They want it all, man. Yeah,
they want it all now, so it's pretty neat. I like the Pirate guys a lot. They've been criticized by the Monero community for not being more careful and by just being fast. which to a certain degree, hey, that's a good that's why we're all here, right? That's a very good critique of Pirate Chain, and that's the reason why at the Crypto Vigilante we are ever more promoting, and we want to just we're seeing that any initiative to do audits on Pirate Chain code, we're going to be there to promote it, to back it up, to help. Same thing that we do with the Monero Research Lab, right? Anytime that there's an initiative to, like, remember when Hash, you guys know Hash, the Monero contributor that started the initiative to have atomic swaps for Monero, between Monero and BTC? We were right there. We actually right away we came in. We told everyone, hey guys, this is what's happening. We helped promote the initiative, and we raised the funds. Well, we helped the Monero Research Lab raise the funds for within 3 days. Like, was it 1 day? Like in 1 day, we all the funds were necessary. Like were raised. So in the same thing that the Pirate Chain guys, they wanna do that. We'll do it as well. We're there to make sure that these awesome networks become as safe as possible for everyone to use, as fungible as possible. We need sound money. We need fungible money.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't have money if it's not fungible. So, what did you have, Dag? I know I cut you off at least once. So,
nothing, man. I've been trying to keep up with the conversation. Rafael knows his shit, man. He throws a lot of big words my way.
yeah, for sure. What do we see now? There's about like in terms of like price and market. I know you guys do a lot of stuff at the Dollar Vigilante, and people should definitely subscribe to those if they want to see them, to that and the Crypto Vigilante. But like, and these are very, I'd say, interesting times, because we've got just the Fed and the government pumping as much cash through the system as possible, and
they're crazy, right? Like they're just like destroying themselves. Like, what the fuck? It's like like they're on a suicidal mission, and we're like the good guys. Oh shit, what do we do? And like, what do we do? And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, these amazing people are like, here's sound money, like here's Bitcoin, here's Monero, like,
yeah,
save the planet, like shit, man. And then they want to demonize us. Like, it doesn't take a rocket science to fucking notice that these people are like devaluing and destroying everything. It's fucking crazy.
right? Yeah, it's
wild, man.
It's extremely wild.
There's
but,
so much that like everything from like, you know, just like everything that's wrong with like the world, right? Like from like war to even just like, you know, like on a more like micro level, just like people's personal decisions and even like social problems. Like we can trace so much of it back, or at least make a good argument that so much of it has to do with, you know, like the Fed, right? Like just people's spending habits and stuff over the last, you know, 100 years and everything. Like, man, we can just trace so much of it back to that. So it's just, you know, when you really learn like what money is and like the power of sound money, it's like, oh man, I just see so much potential to just for everything to be better.
Yeah, like it's crazy how I didn't even know that there was a fucking show on CNBC called like the Crypto Trader. I saw that today. I saw like a thing for something that happened, I guess, at the conference with Max Kaiser. I didn't even know there was a show on CNBC called the Crypto Trader. Why haven't they invited me to speak there? You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I'll ream them, dude, because they don't.
I find most mainstream stuff.
We're the biggest crypto newsletter in the planet, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they don't call me or Jeff to speak. Like, that just goes to show you that these assholes just want to keep people in the dark. And that's what bothers me a lot about like BTC. Anything that the mainstream media or these assholes in Wall Street or Silicon Valley are after, yeah, they're complete. It's like, you know, it's like shit. It's like, this is my litmus test. Whoever during a Bitcoin fork, if Bitcoin was a psyop, which Jeff Berwick and I have been saying since first day one that BTC was psyop, because there's proof that there's a huge psyop. We know that KYC AML exchanges are in bed with regulators and with the powers that shouldn't be. We know that already, right? Is this a surprise to you watching? I don't know. Is it? Because it's not to us. It's obvious. Okay. So if KYC AML exchanges are in bed with the powers that shouldn't be, whenever there was a Bitcoin civil war, like a hash war or a fork, my assessment is that whoever the exchanges gave the ticker symbol to, that more than likely is not Bitcoin. You feel me? So when we had the Bitcoin Cash BTC civil war, who got the ticker symbol by the exchanges? BTC. When we had the fight between BSV and Bitcoin Cash, who got the ticker symbol? Who checkpointed onto exchanges? Bitcoin Cash. So, because it's convenient to them, bro. They do not want people knowing Bitcoin's computational power, man. It's crazy, dude. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Fucking crazy. But the ignorance, man, and the fact that these assholes, these communists, these statists use libertarian rhetoric. They use libertarian rhetoric to get their way. This is what pisses me off the most. So it might be a mind fuck to many libertarians that me, that I'm part of the crypto vigilante, that I run the crypto vigilante, that I am pro BSV. It might fuck a lot of libertarians. But no, dude, it's because I am learned. I know that libertarianism comes in many different flavors. There's agorism, which is found in Monero. There's anarcho-capitalism, which is pretty much found everywhere. And then there's the objectivists. And the objectivists fall within the realm of libertarian, thinking. They follow Austrian economics too. And they're manifesting in the world of crypto through BSV. And they should have a place too. So it's like no, dude, it's pretty, there's a lot of anarchists in BSV, guys. A lot. Actually, everyone, everyone, even the CEO of Handcash told me, yeah, dude, I'm an Handcap. It's just wild how everyone attacks BSV. It's wild. It's the most attacked cryptocurrency. You would expect for Monero and Pirate Chain to be the most attacked ones because you think they're the ones that really threaten the establishment. No, dude, what really threatens the establishment is extreme capitalism that they cannot stop, capitalism that they cannot be gatekeepers of. That's what scares the shit out of them. Bitcoin in its original design. And I know I've talked about this many times in the past. And a lot of people are like, oh, Raf, all you always do is talk about BSV. And I'm like, because it fucking matters, man. No one else is. And so, yeah, sorry if I talk about it too much, but it fucking matters, dude. It matters because it's what really scares the establishment. And it's what really gets people upset in crypto. Because I think they've been psyoped. So, yeah, I don't even know how I got into that rant, but yeah.
No, you're good, bro. Yeah, but okay, so we just had a huge run up, and now we're kind of dipping a little bit here. Where do you think we're going to be at the end of the year? Because, I mean, a lot of people are saying we're going to have a bull run in the fourth quarter, blah, blah, blah. It's going to kind of be like a 2017. These are what some of the so-called experts are saying. What are your thoughts? Because, I mean, I know that you don't have a crystal ball, right? And that there's a lot. I know, markets,
but my business partners are the best TAs in crypto, technical analysts in crypto.
Yeah, man.
And in a sense, I have.
Exactly,
if I were to have a crystal ball, I have like the best freaking dudes. I have Ed Bugos. Like, come on, dude. Like, this guy's incredible. I have Mr. X, but then most like the dudes, like the Bull Bear Analytics dudes, the dudes from Bull Bear Analytics are part of the team. Who is now Mr. W and Mr. A. And so, yeah, so what they tell me, they see a bull run coming, like they see us BTC breaking 100K for sure. Bah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know you can't put a time frame on it, but maybe
If
by
you
the end
want,
of
I
the
can
fourth
ask them
quarter.
to come on your show if you ever want. They can do TA for you and give you like a. we can do
Yeah,
that.
man.
Have a
Yeah,
whole TA show.
we'd love that.
Bitch,
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it for Monerotopia once in a while. They do it for the Monero Talk people, the Monero Talk guys, girl, couple. Yeah, I can do that. We can do that.
So
Yeah.
so they're thinking that Bitcoin's going to be over 100K. I mean, where would that put Monero then? I mean, you know,
I'm not a
100.
TA. I'm the first one. If I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know. So by all means, I don't take anything I say like
Yeah,
I
like
no, dude. I'm more of an investor hodler. Like I just relax. Like I know this is all gonna go up eventually. Like I thought Pirate Chain was going to stay at under $1 the rest of this year. Like personally, and I was like, oh, I have a whole year to buy under $1. Great, the rest of the year, and all of a sudden, boom, So no, there's never a crystal ball. Yeah, it's there's never a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. Monero, yeah. If what I can say is that definitely if what the TAs say is going to happen with BTC, yeah, then Monero could definitely break all-time highs easily. I wouldn't be surprised to see Monero at over $1,000. I would. Dude, Monero is fucking amazing, dude. Monero is like everything you want BTC to be. You know,
I
that's
know.
what's so
I'm
mind-boggling to
surprised.
me, man.
Yeah, I'm
It's like,
surprised it's ranked 27. It should be like, it should at least be in the top 10, at least. I mean,
there's probably again, the exchanges there's probably price suppression. There's probably a lot of things. I think there's price suppression.
yeah.
There's got to be something going on. Yeah, because Bitcoin maximalists, BTC maximalists really like Monero for the most part. That's always like their second coin. Like if they could choose one, it would be Monero. They, gun to the head, who's your favorite second coin? They all say Monero. So, but the crazy thing is that why don't they just go to Monero, dude? So,
Yeah, you can do all the
happens.
same things with it, and but you've got privacy, and there's less in circulation too. I think there's, what's the circulating? There's only you can only have like 18 or 19 million of them or something. I forget the exact amount.
Yeah, there's a tiny tail end emission afterwards, like tiny.
Yeah, like a 1% or something.
Yeah, like tiny for the rest of history, which is built into their game theory for the miners to always make money.
Yeah, just to incentivize the miners and to reward the miners. Yeah, I really thought that was really innovative because you don't see that from a lot of these other coins. So
it was very well thought out. Also, the what do you call it? Dynamic block size of Monero. That's very genius because then you don't have to worry about are we going to scale the block size or not? No, it's just dynamic. It just grows when it needs to. It just takes in transactions as they come. No BS. Pretty beautiful, very beautiful design. Monero is a very beautiful, very beautiful design. I love Monero.
yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I know we both know that you're in Miami, soaking up the sunshine, and you've got a lot more traveling to do. So we're not going to keep you much longer. But I did want to say again, thank you so much. And what else? Like, if there's something that you want to tell our viewers or our listeners, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that the most important thing that they can do in all of their journey in crypto is to educate themselves and to put themselves in an environment where you're constantly going to be challenged. Jeff Berwick and I were able to do that. We brought the best analysts in the world. We have a rock star team. Go to cryptovigilante.io, then look at the who is TCV and just look at the bios. I mean, these guys are incredible. They don't all agree with me, which is incredible because I don't want people agreeing with me at all. I don't want you to agree with me at all. If you're watching this, if you're a subscriber of mine, I don't want you to just agree with me. I want you to come to your own conclusions. Come to your own conclusions. This is like, it's ridiculous. Anyone that asks me, oh man, what coin should I invest in? What should I? I'm like, dude, stop right there. If you have to ask that question, it means you haven't done your research.
Yeah.
This is you're supposed to be your own bank. So you're supposed to know without having to ask anyone. So the most important investment in all of crypto is what I tell people is your education. Sit down and study. You don't need to be part of the crypto vigilante and the dollar vigilante, but it's one hell of a fucking like community. It's the biggest crypto anarchist community in the world, and you have geniuses there, man. Like geniuses. Like our subscribers amongst them are geniuses. Geniuses that are. I'm just like, I have no words. I could tell you guys, there are things that I would want to say right now about the subscribers that I don't even want to say it here because it's so like private and so cool, the people that we have. Like, so what the Crypto Vigilante is yes, it's a newsletter. We do fundamental analysis. Yes, obviously, because people have to know how the price is, right? And what to expect. It's just an obvious part of research when you're just educating people about something that's moving so fast and in this whole new market dynamic. We also do fundamental analysis. We also do applied cryptography, and we teach people the latest and best, most easy to use means of staying safe on the internet. And so overall, this has become more and more like what I see is a giant study group, man. Just a giant study group that doesn't stop. Subscribers get at least one, dude, almost every day they get a report. Like, this is fucking phenomenal, dude. From the best freaking analysts in the world, they get a report every day on technical analysis. They get fundamental analysis all the time. We are on our way now to, since we brought in all these awesome people that we looked up to, like Mr. X and I looked up to these guys. I can't believe they're working with us. I can't give you their names because you guys would know these people in the history of Monero and the history of Bitcoin. But they work with us now, but they came in with a different names to kind of like start from scratch, and because of their own OPSEC. But it would, in a sense, it's like the points that they scored in the past, they don't bring them in because they're building a new reputation, new names. So, which is very beautiful because now they have to prove themselves to y'all through their proof of work, and that's fucking awesome. That's like the best thing, you know. It's like they love what they're doing. They're part of this team, and yeah, I'm just in awe, man. Like like I said, one of these dudes, when I met him, I thought he was Nicholas von Saberhagen, like for real. I thought for real. I'm like, what? Like, who talks like this? Who talks about these things? Was the first things in my mind was like, why? This is wild. Anyways, this dude amongst this other dude that if I were to give you his name, you guys would all know him, and you guys, oh my god, he's like a celebrity in crypto, in crypto history. And then these other dudes that were like the first ones in the world charting Bitcoin in 2010 in the Bitcoin talk forums, they're part of our team as well. The fucking most brilliant technical analysts in all of crypto history are part of the team. So yeah, man, it's a giant study group, and everyone's welcome to be part of it. But even if you're not part of it, oh, and by the way, we strive to make it the cheapest possible. At this moment, we're still the cheapest newsletter in all of crypto. Like, there's another financial newsletter charges, like the other ones that I check are like $2,000 per year. The other one was $5,000 per year, and that one I'm not even gonna name it because I don't want to hurt them. $5,000 per year. And they were telling people that Monero is an ERC20 token a couple months ago. We were laughing, bro, when we saw that. It was hilarious. Monero and ERC20 token. The guy said you can use, what he said? He says, yeah, use your MetaMask for your Monero wallet. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, man. So we want to keep it cheap and affordable. always, so that because crypto is for everyone, and we want everyone to be educated. We are only as strong as our weakest link in these blockchains, no pun intended, and education is where it's at. So even if you don't join us, the best investment you can make is to sit your ass down. This is all open source technology, and read, study, nonstop, read, study. That's what we do all day, every day. We love it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's how we get better.
Well, you got a quote, Dag? Actually, you know what? LaVerde probably has a quote, right?
A quote? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Quote.
End it off with a quote, bro.
Oh, dude, I have a quote. Yeah, I do have a badass quote, actually. Hey,
I
are
like
you
the
guys members of the
enthusiasm.
Crypto Vigilante?
I was, but then I stopped, and now I'm signing
Dude,
up like when I
it
get
would be
paid
awesome.
in
Dude,
a
it would
couple
be
days.
awesome to have you guys. You would see like the level of fucking like people, like the subscribers there is like these people are on point, man. I do have one. And it revolves around everything that I was just talking about BSV. It has to do with BSV. It has to do with extreme capitalism. Dude, the Wi-Fi here where I'm at, dude, is like horrible. Let me see.
I know you think you'd get better Wi-Fi near like Bitcoin conference and stuff, right? But
And here I thought it was just me.
I think the building I'm in is like a giant Faraday cage. It's weird. No, for real. This I like this building a lot actually because nothing gets through these walls. It's like a giant Faraday cage. I mean, you get it, but it's like really little, like really faint. So, which is good. I like that. I don't like the EMF everywhere. So, 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can get this. 1 second. Maybe you guys can cut things out. So,
It's just vamp.
got it. You guys want me to read it?
Hell yeah.
All right. Capitalism is the fullest. I'm ready. You guys ready? This is Murray Rothbard, ladies and gentlemen.
Lay it on me.
Capitalism is the fullest expression of anarchism, and anarchism is the fullest expression of capitalism. Not only are they compatible, but you can't really have one without the other. True anarchism will be capitalism, and true capitalism will be anarchism. Murray Rothbard.
Hell yeah. Thanks, LaVerde. Always an honor, man.
Thanks, dude.
Great talking to you guys. Yeah, it would be great. Let's.
You too, man.
Yeah, let's look. I talk to people, but I have such a limited time that I only reserve it for my interacting with my subscribers. But I would definitely like to interact with you guys more, and that's why I would like for you guys to, if you jump on in the community. It's a giant research group, dude. That's really what it is. Giant study group. Like pretend you're in college and you're just like studying crypto all day long. That's pretty much what it is. So it's really amazing, dude.
Yeah. When I get on, I'll mail you my credentials to prove it to you. But because I will be hopping on.
We are on Telegram. We have a Telegram private channel that you get to be part of as a subscriber for both the Dollar Vigilante and the Crypto Vigilante. You get in through the members area once you log in with your membership, and you'll see a drop, and you put your Telegram name, right? Your handle, and then you would be added to the channel. But we're moving beyond Telegram. Our back end team is creating another infrastructure for all of us in the community that's a lot more private, extremely more private. Like we're building it on our own. It's going to be freaking phenomenal. I'm not even going to say what technology we're using or whatever. I'm just saying it's freaking phenomenal. It should be ready soon. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you for having me, guys. It's been a blast. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Agorist Nexus is out.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Peace.
Peace.